If you're a regular on my channel, feel free to skip the first 30 seconds as usual. For the newcomers, welcome. I'm Jason Cunningham, and I've helped more than 100 agencies and software companies generate thousands of sales calls and hundreds of clients, all with a system that costs less than £200 a month to maintain and is fully automated. If you're sending cold emails and not getting 5 to 10 clients a month, something isn't working. But before we get into it, let me be honest with you. If you're not willing to invest in marketing systems, then this video isn't for you. You're wasting your time. I can give you all the information for free, but tools cost money. So save yourself the next 15 minutes if you don't have money to invest in tools, or if you're going to watch this and then take no action. Now, for those of you who are ready to take your outreach to the next level, let's get started. To build a successful lead generation machine, you need a solid foundation, patience, and investment. There's no cutting corners here. Imagine building a house. You wouldn't use cheap materials for the foundation and expect it to stand the test of time. The same principle applies here. Your lead generation machine needs to be built right from the start. Otherwise, it's going to collapse. The first crucial element is your email infrastructure. This is the backbone of your cold email system. You need to get it right, because if you don't, everything else falls apart. You've got a couple of options when it comes to setting up email accounts for cold emailing, and I'm going to walk you through them. You could go with what's called public infrastructure, things like Google Workspace or Microsoft Outlook. They're well known, reliable, and they cost around $5 to $7 per month per account. It might sound good, but here's the problem. These platforms are not built for cold email. They've got strict policies that could get your accounts banned in no time. And even if you manage to get accounts through a reseller at a lower cost, you're risking everything if that reseller disappears. They control your accounts, and if they go, so does all your hard work. Now let me tell you about the private infrastructure option, Automate Mailscale. This is specifically designed for cold emailers. Automate Mailscale gives you everything you need to scale quickly, like domain purchasing, DNS, SPF, and DKIM records. Let me explain why these records are so important and why setting them up manually can be a nightmare. DNS, Domain Name System. This is essentially the phone book of the internet. When you send an email, DNS records help route your email to the correct server. Setting this up correctly is crucial, because any mistake could mean your emails aren't even getting delivered. SPF, Sender Policy Framework. SPF records specify which servers are allowed to send emails on behalf of your domain. Without this, your emails could be flagged as suspicious and blocked. Setting up SPF manually is time-consuming, and it has to be done for each domain you own. DKIM, Domain Keys Identified Mail. DKIM adds a digital signature to your emails, which verifies that the content hasn't been altered and proves it came from your domain. This adds credibility to your emails and improves deliverability, but generating the keys and adding them to your DNS can be a real hassle if you're doing it manually. DMARC, Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting and Conformance. DMARC tells email providers what to do if an email fails the SPF or DKIM checks. It's like having a gatekeeper that protects your domain from phishing attacks. Setting up DMARC correctly ensures that your domain isn't misused, but it involves a lot of configuration that can be daunting if you're not familiar with DNS settings. MX, Mail Exchange, Records. MX records direct email traffic to your email server. Without properly configured MX records, you won't be able to receive replies. Again, setting these up for multiple domains can be tedious. TXT records and CNAME, canonical name. TXT records can contain additional information for verifications, and CNAME records help with custom links, like tracking clicks in your emails. Both of these need to be set up precisely, or you risk deliverability issues. Setting all of this up manually for just one domain is time-consuming. Imagine doing it for 50 or 75 domains. It's an overwhelming task. Automate Mailscale takes care of all of this for you, which means you don't have to worry about making mistakes that could hurt your domain reputation or email deliverability. It's all set up for you, which means you don't have to worry about getting flagged or banned because of improper setup. To set up your email infrastructure with Automate MailScale, you start by purchasing domains. I recommend getting around 25 domains. It sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's worth it. It'll cost you about £250 to £300, but having those domains means you're building a strong foundation, one that can handle the volume you're aiming for. With those domains, you'll set up 75 inboxes. Now, you could do this manually with Google or Microsoft, but it would take forever, 15 to 20 minutes per domain, and it'll cost you around £525 for those 75 inboxes. Compare that to Automate MailScale, which costs just £99 for the same setup, and it's tailored for what we're doing. It's hands down the best way to go if you're serious about scaling your cold email campaigns. Let me make it clear, the infrastructure is key. If you get this part wrong, you'll be stuck fighting spam filters, losing domain reputation, and burning through accounts. Automate MailScale solves these problems from day one, giving you the freedom to focus on what really matters, sending those emails and getting responses. Now, once you've got your infrastructure set up, the next step is gathering data. You need the right contacts. This is where tools like Apollo come in. Apollo allows you to scrape the emails of your ideal clients, people like CEOs, founders, heads of marketing. You can target by industry, location, and company size to really hone in on the leads that matter for your offer. It's all about being specific. You don't want just any leads, you want the right leads. And here's a pro tip. Don't just target CEOs and founders. Everyone's going after them, which means you're facing a lot of competition. Look for managers, heads of departments, and directors too. They're often involved in decision making and are less targeted, which means you might have a better chance of getting through to them. Once you've got your data, you need to verify those emails. This step is non-negotiable. Sending to unverified emails will kill your domain reputation. You'll end up in spam, and it's a downhill battle from there. You can use tools like Instantly.ai or Automate MailScale for this. Personally, I recommend Automate MailScale because it offers unlimited verifications for a one-time fee, which is much more cost-effective if you're scaling. So now that you've got the infrastructure and the data, let's talk about the content, the emails themselves. The key to a good cold email is threefold: the subject line, the first line, and creating curiosity. Remember, you're not trying to make a sale in this first email, you're trying to get a reply. That's it. Once someone replies, you're in, and you can start building a relationship from there. Keep your emails short, offer value right away. You're not asking for anything up front, you're giving. Maybe it's a guide, maybe it's a free resource, something that makes them want to respond. Personalize that first line. If you're using Instantly AI, they've got features that make this super easy. You can pull in details from the company's website and craft a first line that's genuinely relevant. And don't forget follow-ups. Most of your responses are going to come from the follow-ups, not the initial email. I suggest setting up 4 follow-up emails spaced 3 to 4 days apart. The first one should be a simple reminder. The second could be a variation of your original email. And for the last one, let them know you won't be reaching out again, but that you're still there if they're interested. Something like, hey, first name, I assume this isn't a priority right now, so I'll stop reaching out. Feel free to get back to me if things change. It's polite, it's direct, and it often works. The last piece of the puzzle is warming up your email accounts. This step is absolutely critical. You can't just start blasting out emails. If you do, you're going to end up in spam and all your hard work will be wasted. You need to establish credibility with your email provider. Tools like Instantly or SmartLead can do this for you. Start with a basic plan, warm up your accounts for at least 4 weeks without sending any cold emails, and then scale up from there. During this period, it's crucial to wait and not send any emails, as sending too soon could burn your accounts and land you in the spam folder. During those 4 weeks, get everything else ready, your data, your copy, your funnels, so that when the time comes, you're ready to hit the ground running. So, to recap, set up your email accounts with Automate MailScale, upload to warm up via Instantly AI, and do nothing for 4 weeks. If you jump the gun, you're going to end up in spam. That's why it's so important to start today. You've got a 4-week wait, and it's never going to feel like the right time to start. Use those weeks wisely. Get your data ready, write your copy, build your VSLs or funnels. If you're serious about building a cold email outreach system that actually works, you need to lay the foundation first. Automate MailScale can help you do that, and I've included links to all the software I recommend in the description below. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next one.